Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dami. If you are new here, in today's video we're just going to be doing a chatty get ready with me. If this is your type of content that you like, definitely stick around. I hope you like the video and subscribe, but let's get into it. So I'm not really going to be talking a ton about the products that I'm using. Everything that I'll be using will be down in the description box below, and I will have links if like everything is still available. I will link it down in the description box. But yeah, so I haven't done one of these in a while, but I love doing these because I get to just chat with you guys. You guys get to know a little bit more about me, and I get to do some makeup. And everything that I'll be using in this video, nothing's new. Everything has been out for a little bit, so yeah, hopefully this will inspire you to play with some of your favorite makeup products or eyeshadow palettes that you have in your collection. So I'm just going to start with my base. I don't really know what I want to do for eye looks because I have a couple eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to play with. Honestly, I want to play with like some of my Cosmic Brushes palettes, but then I also want to play with my McGrath Huetopian Dream Mothership palette as well. So I think I'm going to play with both, a little bit of both. Here she is up close. I hadn't used this one in so long, but it is so pretty. And I just want to play with it because I haven't used this that much. So I kind of just want to play with this one a little bit. Like, I just love these, like these really special shades. I think those are pretty. So we'll see what we get up to. But yeah, I haven't chatted with you guys in a while, so I just thought that I would talk a little bit about like life, salon suite life, how that's been going, what made me open the salon suite, all of that good stuff. Because I don't know, I just like chatting with you guys, and I feel like, you know, why not? Because I don't think like the last time that I did one of these, I think I was looking, but I couldn't really say what was going on. So yeah, but anyway, if you are new here, I'm a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. I've been a hairstylist since 2017. Yeah, 2017 maybe, or I'm going into 8 years. Look, I don't know, child, don't give me the line. But basically, I have always like worked for someone. Like, I've always worked like in a commission salon, or like a corporate salon. Like, I never worked for myself up until this past spring. I decided to open up my salon suite. I knew at some point in my career that I wanted to do that, or like work for myself, but I didn't know like in what capacity or what that would look like. But this year I had the opportunity to do so, and it just felt like the right time to do so. I feel like as I've gotten older, I don't know, I just really, not that I have a hard time taking like direction from other people, but I feel like I trust myself enough to run a business, and I trust myself more than I trust other people when it comes to like my career and like how much money I make and things like that. And so I'm like, I trust myself more than I do anyone else when it comes to that, like when it comes in that regard, you know. So I was like, yes, we're just gonna take a leap of faith. But so basically, I had been working at a salon for 3 years. I basically worked at the salon ever since the pandemic. Since like after the pandemic happened, during the pandemic, I ended up taking like 1.5 years off of doing hair, and I was actually a manager at a hardware store, Menards. That was an experience if I've ever had one. But I ended up becoming a manager at a hardware store, and I just like, it was one of those things where it was like, it just kind of happened, and I kind of just got sucked into that. And so obviously the pandemic, everything was closed still, whatever. And I don't remember. I think like when, because all this stuff is kind of a blur because this happened a while ago. But so basically before the pandemic, I was working for Ulta Beauty Salon. And then I remember when shutdown happened, like we had to go like on leave for like a week, 2 weeks or whatever. And then every time we were supposed to come back to work, they basically told us like, hey, no, we're gonna extend it. They just kept extending it. And then they finally give us a call and they furloughed us. And then so we were on unemployment for a little bit. And then when we finally came back like that summer, I decided to quit anyway and go like a different route. I had been working during that time, like I had gotten a job and I had always had a second job, but it wasn't like my full-time job. I was working at the hardware store part-time as just like a cashier, whatever. And I was like so yeah, I was working part-time as just like a cashier after my Ulta shifts, because I was still very new at doing hair. I didn't have that many hours. Like I just needed enough money to make my car payment and everything. This is the Cosmic Brushes cream blush, and it's in the shade Nutmeg, and then I'm gonna use the shade Mary as well. But I think I'm gonna use, yeah, I'm gonna use both of these shades. These are both really nice. I like these a lot, so I'm gonna use these. So I was working there when the pandemic hit, and then I was offered a management position. I was offered like an we had like kind of like a shift lead, I guess, kind of position we had open up, and I was offered that. I accepted it, and then I was offered an assistant manager position. So that happened, and then another, like the first assistant manager, we had 2 assistant managers. I was the second assistant manager, and then we had a first assistant, and then we had our actual like manager. So it was a lot going on. Did I just use the wrong color? I can't tell which color I used. I think I used the right one. Oh well. Anyway, so we had a lot of managers, and this is like, our store is open 7 days a week from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we were always constantly open. And then I ended up applying for like the first assistant manager position that had ended up opening up. They declined it. They didn't go with me for it, which was insane because I literally had worked my way through the ranks of this company within like a year. And not to toot my own horn or anything, I was very qualified for this position, and the person that they hired over me had no experience in like the assistant manager position that I had. So in theory, this person was under me and they skipped over me, and I was just like, yeah, we're not doing that. So why am I going to teach this person how to like do the job that you didn't hire me for? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I stupid? Am I dumb? Like, whatever. And I told those people that too, and they were like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't teach her? I'm like, why would I do that? Like, that's actually insane. You're not going to hire me for the position because you don't think I'm capable enough. For some reason, whatever reason, you didn't go with me. But yeah, I'm supposed to help train this person. I'm not stupid. And I think honestly a bit of it was because I was young. Like when I was working there, I was maybe like 22, 23 at the time. So I was very young. I was a very young manager, honestly. Most of everybody in my department was older than me, except for like our carryout team, which was mainly like teenage boys. So yeah, anyway, so after that I started looking for real, and I had been wanting to get back into like doing hair and everything, but it just like, it had to make sense, and I knew that I would take a pay cut initially because I was getting paid well, and that was the thing, like why I feel like I stuck it out a lot longer, because I made more money as a manager than I did working at the salon that I worked at before I opened up my suite. And it's just like, that's insane, because I had no like management background, I had no management experience, I literally learned on the job. So it was crazy that like I went to school for cosmetology and I was getting paid more as a manager that had zero experience. So, you know, that just goes to show you like you can make money without having like a college degree or whatever. If you work hard and you put in the effort, you can make money, okay? So just saying. But anyway, so I ended up started looking, and then I found like a salon that I wanted to work at. And I remember like I was on vacation with my sister and my mom, and sorry, I'm gonna make some noise here. I remember I found the salon that I wanted to work at, and I ended up getting hired. I ended up putting in my 2 weeks like as soon as I got back, basically. And yeah, the rest is history. So I finished out my 2 weeks. My general store manager, he did not talk to me the rest of like the time, like, because he knew why I was quitting. He was very aware. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that, because if this is how you're gonna act, then like I don't want to work for you, because this is actually insane. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But anywho, so I was like, yeah, so I ended up putting in my 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, so I ended up putting in my 2 weeks. I just remember that time, I was just like, this is so screwed up and like messed up. And I remember like it was just a lot. It was just insane, because I was like, this is like, I literally have put my best foot forward in this place, and you guys still whatever. But anyway, I'm glad I left when I did, because it honestly probably just would have like gotten worse and kept escalating, to be honest with you. So I'm glad that I left on my terms when I did, because I feel like everybody else that worked there like got fired, or they had some sort of disciplinary action against them that like made them get fired, had to be transferred to a different store. It was like a whole thing. So I'm glad I left on my terms. But anyway, so I started working at the salon. I worked there for 3 years, and then this past spring I left. There was just like, just as you grow, you require more things. And my thing is this: if I can work this hard for someone else, I can work this hard for myself. And it's like, I'm appreciative of like the salon owner that I had, because I learned a lot. And I feel like that's where I truly grew, and like my passion for hair came back, which is like why when I was working during the pandemic, like in a salon, like prior to that, I just wasn't like super like motivated to get back, because I just didn't really have like anything that like was motivating me. I didn't love it. Like I didn't really have like a mentor, anybody to look up to, or I was like, oh my gosh, like I love your work, like you are exactly where I want to be. I didn't really have anything like that. And obviously I didn't really have much skill, because it was at the very beginning of my career. So I didn't like, just a terrible time to go into doing hair, to be honest with you, completely honest. And so that was like a thing. But I started working at the salon, and I learned so much just from being around like the people that I worked with, and just like observing them and all of that stuff. Like they truly were an inspiration to me. And that's why I think it's really important, like when you're looking for a job, don't like, if you have to just settle for something because you need a job, because like I get it, it's hard right now, like everybody needs to work and like be making income, but never stop looking, because if you have to, you want to be able to like you want to be able to is there something on there? I can't tell if there's like a eyeshadow on this. There might be, but you want to be able to be somewhere that you see yourself being for a long time, that you can truly see yourself growing into. And it's like, that's the goal. You want to be somewhere where you can grow. Like that's That's the whole point and purpose. And so when I worked there, I did grow. I grew a lot. I had 0 clientele when I started, and I mean, I'm not fully 100% booked, but I'm steady enough that between the clients that I have currently and then just having a second job, I'm able to, you know, like I'm able to do what I need to do. Obviously there's times when it's tight, like this week I didn't have any clients, but many clients. I think I have 2, but it's like, yeah, anyway, so I just honestly kind of began to outgrow it. And then just like pay wise, it's like I need more money, and it just was always like we were always raising our prices, and I'm like, I get we have to raise our prices and stuff, but it just was starting to price my clients out of like their services, and they were just going longer and longer in between, and it's just like I just couldn't do that, you know. And there just was like some other just normal salon drama. Honestly, it's sad to say that's normal, but there's just like other stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting too old for this. Like, I'm 28, like I'm too old for this, okay? Too old. Hopefully that's better. I feel like the lighting is kind of funky, but hold on. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. Just, it's like dreary and rainy outside, so the lighting in here isn't that great. But yeah, I'm just getting too old for this. So and also like the salon owner at the time, she wasn't sure if she was gonna stay in that spot, like in the area, or if she was gonna move to like a different area. And I was like, all of my clients were located right there. There were maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes max from the salon that I was working at. I'm gonna go in with this brown just to deepen up a little bit. So I wanted to stay pretty close to where I was working already. So I started touring salon suites because I didn't really know like what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. And I remember I toured the suite that I currently work at in December of last year. And I remember I told him, I was like, hey, like I don't think I'm gonna be moving anytime soon, you know, like I'll check back closer to summertime, like in June, July-ish time, and you know, see what you have open. I really liked the space. It was really nice, and I liked how close it was. I already live about 30 minutes away from work, and I just was like, I don't really want to drive any further than that. I don't want my clients to have to drive really any further than what they already drive. And I just didn't really want to relocate. Like, I just wanted to be pretty much stationary. Like, I did not want to move. Because with moves, you usually lose some clients. Like, which, you know, that makes sense, but that just wasn't something that I was really wanting to risk, especially like at this time, because I was building my clientele still, and I'm like, I am just getting to a place where I'm like, I see the growth and I see, you know, like the potential, so I don't want to like chance that and ruin it by moving. So yeah, anyway, pause. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. Just, it's like dreary and rainy outside, so the lighting in here isn't that great. But yeah, I'm just getting too old for this. So and also like the salon owner at the time, she wasn't sure if she was gonna stay in that spot, like in the area, or if she was gonna move to like a different area. And I was like, all of my clients were located right there. There were maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes max from the salon that I was working at. I'm gonna go in with this brown just to deepen up a little bit. So I wanted to stay pretty close to where I was working already. So I started touring salon suites because I didn't really know like what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. And I remember I toured the suite that I currently work at in December of last year, and I remember I told him, I was like, hey, like I don't think I'm gonna be moving anytime soon, you know, like I'll check back closer to summertime, like in June, July-ish time, and you know, see what you have open. I really liked the space. It was really nice, and I liked how close it was. I already live about 30 minutes away from work, and I just was like, I don't really want to drive any further than that. I don't want my clients to have to drive really any further than what they already drive. And I just didn't really want to relocate. Like, I just wanted to be pretty much stationary. Like, I did not want to move. Because with moves, you usually lose some clients. Like, which, you know, that makes sense, but that just wasn't something that I was really wanting to risk, especially like at this time, because I was building my clientele still, and I'm like, I am just getting to a place where I'm like, I see the growth and I see, you know, like the potential, so I don't want to like chance that and ruin it by moving. So yeah, anyway, pause. Okay, anyway, so I forgot where I was at, but yeah, I wanted to say centrally located. So I ended up checking back. So I ended up, that was like in December, I think it was it before Christmas, after Christmas? I think it was before Christmas, I want to say. I think it was before Christmas, maybe afterwards. I don't really know. But I was like, so something that I was thinking about for a little bit, and I was thinking about like the pros and cons and everything, and just like, also to open a suite, it is not cheap. I don't see how people are doing this fresh out of beauty school. But like, there's just so much stuff that you have to like account for and think about, that if you were to work in a salon for someone else that you don't really think about, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think about the capes? Do you think about just random stuff, you know? So if you have the ability to save as much money as you can beforehand, thankfully I have savings that I did use for sure. So that made it a little bit easier when it was go time for me to just do this, because I checked back in March, and I was like, hey, I'm just checking to see what you've got like available or anything, whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, I have one suite left. And I said, perfect, I will take it, because these go by leases. So if you don't get it now, who knows what will be available in 3 or 4 months from then. You get what I'm saying? Because most people that are there, like, unless they're leaving or moving or whatever, like, most people stay there a couple of years. Like, because I don't see myself moving from there for a few years unless like something happens, but for the first foreseeable future I will be there. Like, unless like the quality goes down, but I love my landlord, he's great. So, and I haven't had any issues, so I don't really, you get what I'm saying? So anyway, this brush is dirty. I'm not using a shade, it's just there's eyeshadow on it, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, so I will take it. So I put my deposit down, and I ended up putting in my 2 weeks. That went well. There was a few other people leaving the salon at the same time that I was, and it just was a lot happening. Like, it just was a lot. So anyway, yeah, so I opened up my salon. I've officially been in my salon suite since April 2nd. So yeah, I love it so much. It is a lot of work in the sense that it's just like it all falls on you, and just like coming up with new and creative ways to bring clients in, making sure my guest experience is just as good, if not better. Like, just making my salon suite just a place where it's like you want to be here. This is the place that you want to be. This is better than anything that you've experienced before. That's like my main goal, you know? So yeah, but it's been one of the coolest things that I've done this past year. This was also like a year of transformation for me personally. Just in my personal life, there was just like a lot of stuff going on. So looking for it just was like, it was a lot. If you know anything about the salon industry, you know that when you leave a salon, it typically doesn't go well. But I was very thankful that the salon owner that I had and worked with, she was actually very nice and very understanding. A lot of the times you don't get to finish it 2 weeks. You don't get to finish like a 2-week notice. Like you have to be ready to go when you tell them that you're leaving, that you're quitting. But yeah, so I was very thankful in that regard. Yeah, so that was basically how that went. Sorry, I'm concentrating. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, so I didn't really like talk about like moving or anything like that until everything was finalized, because one, I don't like to count my chickens before they hatch or whatever they say. Just because like people can't stop you from doing something if they don't know that you're doing it, you know what I'm saying? So people can't spoil your plan if they don't know the plan. So I highly recommend, if you are considering moving salons or opening a business or whatever the case may be, yeah, have people in your corner that you can trust, but also know that it's like, hey, right now, this is not the time to tell everybody in the whole world what you're doing. This is not the time to be on social media like sneak peek and all this stuff. And if you aren't like for sure done and like in a place where you can move on, you know? Okay, so I kind of want to use this shade. I kind of want to use this shade. I feel like that's just really pretty. It'll focus. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, I've been in my salon suite since April 2nd was my first day. I think I moved in like on the 28th or something like that. So I had a quick turnaround time. Like I did not have time to spare or anything like that. It was very go, put my deposit down, move my stuff in, and we're doing it. So I've been there ever since, and I absolutely love it so much. It's one of the coolest things that I've done, truly. Probably one of the most stressful things that I've done. And yeah, so I'm thriving. I think the hardest thing for me has just been like, just like this first few months, because I've never worked for myself, so I'm just like figuring things out as I go. And not really having like anybody who you can talk to this kind of stuff about is like more so difficult. It's just, and also just like the state of the world, the state of the economy, like there's so many things that like truly affect your business that just have nothing to do with you personally, you know? And so I feel like that's like the hardest part, because it's like, how can I bring people in? And it's like people like they're, you know, like I don't know, it's just, so I think that's like one of the harder things for me, honestly. But it's been good though. Like I've been super blessed. God always makes a way, not to get super whatever, but it truly has been a good experience thus far, and I wouldn't change it for the world, honestly. I'm gonna do like a little bit of like a light purple up in here. I feel like that would be really pretty because it's very glittery. I need a little something. Okay, so I think we're done with that palette. We're gonna go over here. If there's like a light purpley color, that would be cool. Maybe. Let's see if we can find something real quick. I feel like these are all too light. I want like a want like a, maybe I can use like some of this with this. We'll do that. We'll do a little bit of that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that is just kind of what life has been like lately. I don't really have like a ton of other stuff to update you guys on, but yeah. So Sweet Life has been good. All my neighbors are pretty chill. There's a few of them that I'm just like, you're interesting, but everybody's pretty chill for the most part, honestly. And then I'm really thankful that I have a good landlord. Brad is great. Shout out to Brad. He's honestly probably like, yeah, he's great. He is always on top of it, like whatever you need. Yeah, he's great. So I'm thankful for that. That I have a good landlord who actually cares and, you know, is on top of things, because that's really important. But other than work stuff, life stuff has been, it's calming down. I'm pretty boring, honestly. Like, I just go to work and I come home. I've been doing more like solo stuff lately, and that's been fun. So if you guys want to see what I get up to like on my days off, my vlogs are like the best like place for that, because I always post on there when I'm doing what I'm up to. But yeah, okay, I think that's good enough. I don't even know, we'll see. This is a look, I guess. It's not my favorite look I've ever done, but it's cool, it's cute, it's very glittery, very glittery. Okay, so we're gonna use some brow gel. I'm gonna have to remember everything that I used, so I'm just gonna brush through my brows real quick. Like this. I probably won't even end up wearing this makeup because I'm working from 3 to midnight, and you can bet your bottom dollar I'm not wearing makeup that entire time. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, so I've just been kind of like taking myself on like solo dates and stuff like that. The dating life, it's been interesting. There's just been a lot. There's been a lot the last year of my life, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I don't even know. Like, if you would have asked me 2 years ago where I saw my life, it would not be here, okay? It would not be in today's dating climate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have thought I'd been married by now, whatever. You know, all the things that you think you would have happened, don't happen, and then you're just kind of like, okay, well, where do I go from here? And it's just like, you know what? You readjust and you move on, I guess. I don't know. I need an inner corner highlight, so I think I'm gonna use this shade here. I feel like that'll be good enough. Does it match? I don't really know. I don't really care either. I'm just gonna go for it because why not? But yeah, that's like, that doesn't really match, but like I actually kind of like it, honestly. I think it brings something kind of different but cute at the same time. Like, it's not what I would usually pair for my inner corner, but hey, you know what, we'll go for it. It's fine, why not? But yeah, so life has just been, this past year, my life has just been like finding the new normal, settling into everything, just focusing on myself, getting back to who I am, who Dami wants to be as a 28-year-old. I just had a birthday, so it's just been like a lot of like adjustment. And when I tell you, you truly don't realize like how strong of a person, how resilient of a person you are and so you have to go through like a bunch of life stuff all at one time, like new job, like relationship dynamics changing, just like stuff like that. And you're like, wow, I'm actually pretty strong. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, mascara. So it's just like, yeah, anyway, I'm sorry I keep saying anyway, but you get the gist, you know? So yeah, I really want to travel this springtime. I have a couple places picked out. I have New York City on my list. I have Portland, Oregon, which I wanted to do last spring, but this past spring, but I ended up opening the salon suite, and just a lot of other stuff changed, so that just ended up being null and void basically. And then yeah, so I have Portland, Oregon on there. I have New York City, and then depending, I'm looking into doing a hair class with Crystal Chaos. She is a hairstylist that is based in Indianapolis, I don't really know, one of those. And she's one of my favorite hairstylists, and I really like her work. So depending on how much that class is and when it is, I may try to go there. I would really like to attend a hair class this year because I haven't been to one all year, so I really would like to do that this upcoming spring, but we shall see what that's looking like. She hasn't released dates or cost or anything like that. It'll be a 2-day class, so it would be one that I would have to travel for and have lodging for and stay a day or 2 or 3, whatever, you know. I'd have to leave like one day. I'd probably end up staying like 4 days there, because the classes, if they're 2 days long, they're probably like 8 or 9 hours per day. And then like the first day I think is like a, not like a shadow day, but it's kind of like a look and learn day, and then the second day is going to be like a hands-on day. So I know that I won't be leaving that second day, so I would have to drive there the day before, stay there for the 2 days of the class, and then leave the next day. So I'd have to stay there at least 3 days, which is fine, not a problem, whatever. But it's just like budgeting for that, and then like working and like everything else, everything all at once. So it's rough sometimes. It's rough, but yeah, I definitely want to take a vacation this year. That's like my goal. I'm taking a vacation for sure, because I haven't had like a good just like vacation, you know. And I'm like, that's been one of my things, is just to travel more, and I'm like, I'm going to travel this year. Okay. My best friend is getting married this weekend of Thanksgiving. She's getting married in Vegas. She was originally getting married in our hometown, but that changed. She's kind of like eloping, so I won't be going to that. But I'm so excited for her. What else is there? Yeah, like I was saying, I really want to go to New York City. I love Chicago, and I love what I know about New York City. I just think that that's like a place that I truly would thrive. I could see myself like living in Chicago for maybe a year, maybe, or I don't even know if I would live there, but I just feel like I would want to take frequent trips there. It's just honestly like the way that I feel there, it just feels like home in a way, you know? Like it's a place that I wouldn't mind spending an extended period of time in, you know? I don't think I would want to live there, because I wouldn't want like that feeling to go away, but I would love to visit there all the time. It's just, I don't know, it's just always been one of my favorite cities. So anytime that I get a chance to go back, I take it, because it is my fave place ever. So I went this past summer, and I went the spring before, and man, I just love it. It's just one of my favorite places ever, honestly. So yeah, what else should we do? Should we do some little Should I do some of these little guys? I don't know, I'm kind of feeling these, but I don't really know. But yeah, and then New York City, I feel like it would give me that kind of Chicago vibe just on steroids. And obviously, like I said, I adore Chicago. So yeah. And then let's see what else. Portland is just kind of like a place that just feels like I would just love to be there for just the vibes, the atmosphere. I think I would really like it there. I have to sneeze. Ooh. I feel like Portland would just be like that place that would just feel like a deep breath, like a deep exhale, you know? So I've wanted to go there for a few years at this point. And not necessarily Portland, Oregon. I think it's more so like the Cannon Beach area, like on the like an hour from Portland, but that's like the vibe where I want to go. I just feel like it would be so peaceful. I used to want to go to Seattle for a long time, but now I'm just more so kind of like, no, not really Seattle. I don't like that. For some reason that just skeeves me out. I don't know why that one just bothers me, but whatever. But I just like a more relaxing time, and I love like greenery and foresty and waterfalls and all that stuff, and Oregon gives me that vibe. So yeah, so that is on my bucket list for this year. I have been creating an itinerary, and if you are watching this video, I think if you're a Hotels member, like the hotels.com member, you can get 50% off for like Black Friday if you book your stay. So if you have anywhere that you're going, maybe reserve your stay now, because it is an easier way to save a few dollars before your trip. So yeah, anyway, I need to like pay attention and do this like in an actual mirror instead of trying to do this on my phone, because it's clearly not working. And then I just get these off Amazon, just like in a pack or something. But I feel like they just kind of add a little razzle dazzle to the look. You know what I'm saying? Should I put some more? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing, you guys. I'm just kind of winging it at this point. So don't mind me. I'm just doing whatever that feels remotely like something to do. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go all the way across. This is quite the look, you guys. I have no idea. This is just kind of like what playing in makeup ends up looking like for me. Just being expressive and creative. I have a YouTube shorts up of me doing like a fairy vibe, fairy core makeup. So if you haven't seen it already, please go watch it. I would appreciate it. I feel like discouraged doing like makeup videos because I don't have like the newest products. Like I'm not up to date on the newest products and the newest releases and all of these things, but also at the same time, it's just like there are some makeup products that I want to purchase and that I want to talk about. And that's not to say that I will never do like new product release videos and all that good stuff, because there are some products that I do want. However, I just feel like it's not like financially responsible, especially like I just feel like my money needs to go to other things besides new makeup stuff. Like in the past year, I honestly really haven't touched like my eyeshadow palettes like that, you know, like I just really haven't, which just kind of just shows the headspace I've been in, to be honest. But that's okay. We're getting our groove back, we're getting our sparkle back, and maybe, yeah, we'll see. There's a couple new releases that I like, but I just feel like, I don't know, like there's Bella Beauty Bar. They have, I think it's like the Dark Dreamscape palette, I want to say is what it's called. So I really would like, I think that one's super pretty, but also I like makeup is so much more expensive than it was just a couple years ago. Like on average, eyeshadow palettes were $40–50. Now it's nothing for eyeshadow palette to be $65 to $78, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like that is actually insane. And I get it, like I'm not saying that they're not worth it, but I think like when you think about things and like how much you have to work for that one thing, it's just like, anyway, necessities versus non-necessities, and eyeshadow palettes right now are not one of those things. And especially since I haven't been like super, you know, I haven't been super into my makeup anyway. Get what I'm saying? But yeah, so let me know if you guys would watch like Throwback Thursday makeup videos, like where I do a series and I just like do my makeup using products that have been released for a while that are in my collection that I just kind of want to get some use out of. Or if you'd like a YouTube shorts video on palettes in my collection, because I was doing that before life got crazy and it was actually really fun, and I was kind of doing them on TikTok as well. So I have a bunch of makeup looks on TikTok from a little while ago if you just scroll down on my TikTok, but that's kind of like where my makeup looks have been going, or they're just like located on TikTok. But yeah, anyway, my goal with my channel is honestly just to grow my channel. I'm kind of like a mixture of content. Like I don't want to be just a solely beauty creator. I want to just live my life and post it online, talk about what I want to talk about. I don't want to have like a box, you know? Like I want to, when I travel, I haven't been going on any trips lately that I've been vlogging or anything like that, but obviously I want to travel more this year than I have in years gone past, and so I want to document that, and I want to do travel vlogs. I love a good travel vlog. They just make me happy. I love that. And I do like watching makeup content, but I just feel like the content that I'm consuming is different from when I originally like started my channel. I started my channel based off of like makeup that I was trying out, books that I was reading, things like that. And I just feel like now I'm more so just kind of like, yeah, no, I want to do travel vlogs. I want to talk about makeup if I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my life. I want to do chatty get ready with me videos like this. So yeah, anyway, that's enough yapping for the day. Here is the look. Oh, let me take off my headband. Here is the look. Do I have a fuzzy in my hair? Anyway, great. Here is the final look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything that I used in this video will be down in the description box below linked. Don't forget to follow me on my socials. Those are also down in the description box at Dami Styles or Dami Styles 33. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.